Hey everyone, Austin here again with another pinball machine gameplay video. Today, as you can see, it's going to be Jungle Lord, which is a Williams machine from 1981, I believe. This is actually a pretty cool game. It's one I never really paid a whole lot of attention to in the past, but back in February or so, I had the opportunity to buy one. I think I had sold my Pinball, which I also did a gameplay video on here, and a friend reached out to me and offered the Jungle Lord for a good price, and so I went ahead and picked it up, and I'm glad I did. It's a really cool game that you don't hear a whole lot of people talking about, even though it seems like there are a lot of them out there. It's a very common machine. It's never very expensive, but it's definitely worth it if you got the opportunity to get a decent working one, like mine was. Mine was in decent shape. Everything worked pretty well, and that's kind of important when you're playing pinball. So Jungle Lord has a bunch of features. I'll try to explain them as I go here. As usual, if you're the kind of person that doesn't like commentary videos and you've stuck around this far, I do have a non-commentary version of this exact same gameplay. And so I'll try to post a link in the comments or in the description below so you can find that. So yeah, Jungle Lord has, I'd say, two areas of the playfield you need to focus on. It's the upper playfield and the lower playfield. So when you start a game, generally you probably want to work on your lower playfield a little bit. One of the interesting features on Jungle Lord is the Magna saves on the outlane. So it basically has Magna saves that you can pulse. It's not like Black Knight, where you press the Magna save button and it just uses it all at once and you only get one use of it. Jungle Lord, you actually have Magna save ammunition, as I like to call it sometimes. So in the bottom part of the playfield, you've actually got these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lanes going up diagonally on each side. That denotes each drop target bank. Every time you hit one of those drop target banks, be it the left or the right side, it adds ammunition to your Magna save on the left or right side, depending on which side target bank you hit. So now we actually got into multi-ball, and that's one of the other core features in the game. So you'll notice there's a little bagatelle playfield up top, and completing all 4 of those letters, or those lanes, the Lord lanes, L-O-R-D, that'll actually qualify multi-ball. And when you want to start multi-ball, you just hit one of the saucers. There's 2 saucers in the playfield. There's one where that right silver ramp leads up to, and then there's one in the upper playfield, all the way in the top right corner of the game. Now, when you're in multi-ball, it's a really interesting dynamic because you have unlimited ball save for 35 seconds. And unfortunately, I wasn't able to capture that 35-second timer. But when you hear the elephants going, that means that if you drain, you will get your balls back. Now, if you only have one ball in play, you have to relock the ball in order to start multi-ball while that timer is still going. Now, if you drain both balls, it's going to kick one more ball into the plunger lane. And it's actually a strategy I use sometimes. And I intentionally drained there, thinking I could save the ball, just get a free kick out, but I was just too late to do that. But it is a strategy when you get a lot of timer on the clock, a lot of time on the clock. One of the strategies you can do is actually play the upper playfield normally by hitting one of the saucers, and you'll see the ball kicks out at the top left. However, completing your drop target banks before the timer runs out on them will also spot you a letter up top. So what I typically like to do is try to hit some drop target banks, because the drop targets also give you end of ball bonus. So that's how you build your bonus really quickly, is by completing those drop target banks. You'll get 3 or 4 slots on your end of ball bonus, which is basically each number down there in the center of the playfield working up vertically, is worth about 1,000 points, I believe. And very typical of a lot of Bally and Williams games, you can get up to about 40,000 in bonus. And then you've got end of ball bonus multipliers as well, which is something I'll try to explain in a little bit. So you'll find sometimes that the right ramp will that saucer will reject a lot. So I don't usually go for that saucer directly from the lower playfield. If I really want to hit a saucer, what I'll try to do oftentimes is just get the ball back up to the upper playfield and then try to hit that top right saucer all the way in the top hand side. So what was actually kind of interesting about that previous drain there, so you've got Magna saves on the outlanes, and you've got, you know, an extra button on each side of the playfield next to your flipper buttons to activate those. Well, you also have a drain shield you can light. Now, there's this inner loop between the left ramp and the center ramp. Well, if you hit it backwards, like I just did right there, you light one of your drain shields. So not only can you get the Magna save and try to keep the ball in that way, but you can also light the drain shields, which is basically a virtual kickback, if you will. You know, think Stern Star Trek or something like that. It's not a new mechanic. It's something that's been around for a long time. And yeah, so the ultimate way to keep your game going on Jungle Lord is to have your Magna saves up, have that ammunition up, but also get both drain shields lit. Now, when you only have one drain shield lit, hitting the slingshots will actually alternate which side the drain shield is on. So it's best to just try to have both shields lit, because Jungle Lord, you know, even though you've got a lot of protections to keep your ball in play, you know, your Magna saves, your drain shields, things like that, your multi-ball with the unlimited ball save for 35 seconds, it can be really, really drainy as well, which you'll see actually on my third ball here. So I actually put up my best game ever on Jungle Lord in this video. I think in the end it's over 3 million points, which my highest before that I think was 2.4 million. And there are no extra balls. I think they're actually disabled. I have never gotten an extra ball in this game. So there is that. I'm pretty sure you can enable extra balls, which was very, you know, standard for a lot of these games. But they were disabled on my machine, and I never bothered to try to reconfigure them. And the game can be very draining, though, you know. So even though I had my best game ever, basically, on this single ball, it can be very, very draining. So I didn't really explain how your end-of-ball bonus multipliers work, though. If you hit either of your in lanes, it lights that inner loop between the two left ramps. And if you can hit that loop while the green light is flashing, you'll get bonus X. Can you get extra balls in Jungle Lord? I don't know now. I was thinking there was that insert down there that wasn't lit, but then I totally forgot it's for a double playfield. So one of the big things about Jungle Lord is the end of ball bonus, but also 2 times playfield. So there's 5 stand-up targets littered around the playfield. There's a couple on the bottom playfield. There's the 2 in lanes, which count as numbers, and then there's 1 on the left-hand side of the upper playfield. If you can complete all 5 of those stand-up targets, you'll light 2 times playfield for the rest of your ball. And what's amazing about 2 times playfield in this is not only does it double everything on the playfield that you hit, but it also doubles your end of ball bonus. So if you get 400,000 points in end of ball bonus, you're getting 800,000 in end of ball bonus. And I do get an 800,000 end of ball bonus on this ball. And so bonus can be absolutely massive in Jungle Lord if you play things just right. Now, another feature I haven't mentioned yet is the drop targets on the upper playfield. So when you first start Jungle Lord, only 1 stand-up target, or sorry, drop target is lit. When you hit that drop target, it goes down, you get some points, and then 2 drop targets come up. You knock those down, 3 come up. You knock those down, 4 come up, and now I've gotten those, 5 are up. Now, once you complete all 5 drop targets that are currently up there right now, you'll activate what's called Double Trouble. And that was actually a good time to drain because I was in multi-ball. You heard the elephants going. And when the elephants go, that means you've got time on the clock. Normally, you've also got a bell in this game, and you've also got a horn that sirens. But because I live in a second-floor apartment, I don't want to drive my neighbors bonkers, which I probably do already just by having pinball machines in here. But I disconnected the horn and the bell. The horn actually isn't that loud. It's the bell you have to worry about. So if you've ever played like Fire or Taxi or something like that, those bells are extremely loud, and mine was a brand new bell, actually. The previous owner had bought a new one, and so the bell was extremely loud. So I disconnected it, so you're not hearing the bell in this video. I don't really miss the bell, honestly. The horn, though, is kind of cool, and it gives sort of like a jungle kind of vibe. The bell, on the other hand, is kind of out of place, actually. I mean, this is a jungle-themed game. Maybe if it was more like a mechanical themed game, maybe the bell would be more appropriate. But for a jungle themed game, I don't think I really missed not having the bell connected, honestly. But just a FYI, if you're not familiar with this game, it does have a bell on it if you ever consider buying it. So yeah, the upper playfield is basically lit for Double Trouble now, and Double Trouble is a timed mode. So you hit down your first target for points, then the second target lights, and it's worth a lot more points. And then the third one comes up, it's worth even more points, and then I think the final target that you can hit is worth something like 120 or 160,000 points. And keep in mind that we've got double playfield going right now, so that can get big really, really quickly. And what you want to do is, you know, get back into multi-ball and just keep wailing on those upper drop targets. That is how you start building your points really fast in Jungle Lord, through just normal play, basically. Get that double playfield, play Double Trouble, and try to do that as much as possible. So I'm in a really good position here. I don't really have anything I have to do. I've got max bonus, I've got double playfield, I've got Double Trouble ready. So the idea is just to sort of constantly hit the upper drop targets now. Now, I actually did this video a week or two ago, so I don't remember if I actually did intentionally just keep going for the drop targets. But we're at about 1.5 mil, so the game still has a little ways to go. We still got a little ways to go. And normally my games on Jungle Lord do not last anywhere near this long, which was kind of the funny thing about this. I was not expecting to have a game like this. So the bottom drop targets are actually kind of interesting because, you know, they operate like they do in Pinball. So in Pinball, which again I've also done a couple gameplay videos on here, is they're timed. And the more Lord letters you light up top, the faster the timer ticks down on the drop target. So the less time you have to complete the drops. So now what I did there is an alley pass, and it works really, really well in this game. I do an alley pass to the right in lane, and then the ball just comes directly back, and because it hit the in lane switch, I can collect the award, either bonus X, which I've already got maxed out, and when you got your bonus X maxed out, it actually lights a red light, which will give you a free drain shield. So normally in the drain shield, you have to hit the inner loop the opposite way, which is insanely tight. It's not much larger than the ball itself. It's very tough doing that, but if you get your bonus maxed out, you can hit the right in lane, kind of like that, and then hit the loop, and it gives you one of your drain shields. So that's the easier way to get the drain shield. Now what's actually really interesting is if you hit the left in lane, the saucer on the right ramp saucer, will actually be lit. And if you hit that, the Bagatelle playfield will actually fire twice. So there's some little subtleties in Jungle Lord that you don't really hear some people talk about. And it's what makes it a pretty cool game. So I actually intentionally drained there because the elephants were still going. I still had timer on the clock because I wanted to just feed the ball up to the top and just get a free lock that way, hopefully. But unfortunately, I missed. So, and there we go. We're gonna get another ball back, and it looks like multi-ball is can still potentially go, but I don't think I lock another ball here, unfortunately. And that's it. So drain shields are actually turned off in multi-ball. You can still use your Magna saves, but the drain shields are off in multi-ball, so it's something you got to watch out for. And as you can see there, the Magna saves, you know, just because you have them doesn't mean you're going to be able to keep your ball going forever. I've had so many times where the Magna saves actually do more damage than good. So, like in that case, I tried saving the ball with the Magna save and ended up throwing it right back to the out lane, which ended up wasting a drain shield, unfortunately. And there we go. That's where the alley pass really comes in handy. So I wanted to get my second drain shield lit again, just to add some extra protection. And I just alley passed the right in lane to get that. I find that, at least on my machine, alley passing into the left in lane is much harder. So I generally don't do it. I only alley pass to the right in lane on my machine. So I would really like to play another Jungle Lord. I've only played one Jungle Lord before this one, and I don't really remember how it controlled because I didn't really pay that much attention to it because I didn't know the rules or anything. until I got the game for myself. I had no idea what I was doing. But I would like to play some other Jungle Lords now that I know the rules, and see what other types of things I can do. Like, you know, how much more steep are some of the other games? Can I alley pass to the left-in lane easily? And so forth and so forth. Is the right saucer easier to hit than mine was? Things like that will, you know, allow you to implement different strategies when you play the game. Yeah, so there's not really a whole lot else to talk about, honestly, on Jungle Lord. So at this point, it's just all about just trying to milk everything I can and staying alive. Getting those drop targets down on the top part of the playfield for Double Trouble. There is a sound call out that you get when Double Trouble is ready and active. So when you complete all the drop targets for the first time, he'll say, Jungle Lord is in double trouble. And that gives you an indication that Double Trouble is a thing and it's ready. And you can also tell that Double Trouble is going or ready to be activated is when you've only got one drop target in the upper playfield. So once you've gotten all 5 up and then knocked down, one drop target will come back up. And then for the rest of the game, Double Trouble will be active. Double Trouble does not reset. It's possible there's a software setting through the dip switches or something, but I never really took a look into the instruction manual to see what other sorts of options are out there. So if any of you guys are experts with Jungle Lord and its settings and whatnot, feel free to post some comments below and let me know what other options exist for this thing. So just to sort of talk about random things here, I did actually put some LEDs in the game. The full GI that you see are all LEDs. They're clear to... Actually, no, these were frosted LEDs I got from Pinball Life. The inserts, on the other hand, are also incandescent. And actually, before doing this video, I went through and I replaced all the Lord lights up top. One of the bulbs was out before doing this video. I actually sold this machine, and I was doing this gameplay video a couple hours before the person came to pick up this machine. So this is the last game I put on Jungle Lord. And funny enough, my last game was my best game. And it's not the first time that's happened in my pinball gameplay videos. It's not the first time it's happened, so it's always fun when that happens. I put up a really big game as one of my final games. And that was really a flub of a drain. That was a really horrible drain, but you can kind of see where I'm going with the bonus, though. This is going to put me at over 3 million points. There we go, 3.06. And if I recall correctly, I have an insanely fast ball here, so that's a quick drain right there. If I didn't have drain shield lit, I would have drained out completely. And there we go. The Magna save killed me again. So that's how fast you can have a ball in Jungle Lord. It can go really, really fast. Despite having that killer game on that one ball, I got screwed by the Magna saves. So that's pretty much it, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you have any questions or comments, post them down below. And hopefully I'll see some of you guys on another video soon. So until then, take it easy.